choice exists when there are multiple options you can take in regard to a thing or a phenomenon. That's when choice exists. Choice means that there are multiple options you can make. So one of the options that is constant with life is hope. There is no any circumstance that you can never face in your life where hope would not be an option. Read information and books that can help you to become a more optimistic. When you do that, you are feeding on hope. One of the most powerful book of hope is the Bible. Read the stories about people who suffered in terrible time and how God helped them to stand, and find hope in their stories to encourage your spirit that you can be one of those people that the Lord would raise and keep in this time of pandemic. Hello and welcome to Expansion Revolution Nagas. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is a continuation of our brand new series on the anatomy of hope. We want to talk about hope because hope is such a powerful weapon that you have access to as long as you are a human being. God, when creating you, He has created within you an innate ability to respond into a posture called hope. When you are sitting in that posture, nothing can move you. Irrespective of how bad it is, irrespective of the amount of negativity that comes with it, we are all able to stand against the pressures of life when we are sitting in a chair called hope, a position that entails choosing to become positive in a negative environment. And that's what I want to talk to you today about. I want to talk about hope as a choice. Human beings are organisms of choice. We live by making choices. As a matter of fact, irrespective of where you are today, there are several choices that you made today, including choosing to wake up, including choosing what to eat, including choosing what to dress. I mean, look at your life as it is right now. You have made certain choices. One of the choices that I've made today is to come here in the studio with my coffee, and it's black coffee. I don't know whether you're able to see it. It's black coffee here. It's a choice that I wanted to take coffee. So we are animals of choice. We can choose on how we want to respond to situations. Sometimes we respond by fleeing away. Sometimes we respond by fighting back. Sometimes we respond by ignoring. Sometimes we respond to various circumstances and issues in life through choice. How about if I let you know that one of the instruments or the options that you have every time in life is hope? Remember that choice exists when there are multiple options you can take in regard to a thing or a phenomenon. That's when choice exists. Choice means that there are multiple options you can make. So one of the options that is constant with life is hope. There is no any circumstance that you can never face in your life where hope would not be an option. Hope is our choice of response to things that happens in our lives. And I know most of the time we go through issues, circumstances, problems, and emotional issues that we reach a stage where we say, I'm gone. I don't have hope. I am hopeless. Now, even reaching that decision of being hopeless is a choice. You choose to say you are hopeless. You choose to say, I've lost all the hope. You choose to say, I can no longer make it again. So hopelessness is also a choice. And choosing not to respond by hope, it's also a choice. What am I saying to you today? Right now, we are in the pandemic, in the context of Botswana right now. I know there are many of you who are watching and following this podcast in the US and in Germany and in Spain. We appreciate your support, and I know you guys over there, life is becoming slightly better with the vaccine being rolled out. Here in Africa, in the context of Botswana, we are slowly but surely getting there, and we're in the worst situation ever. And that's why I'm talking about hope. But I am trying to encourage all of us to know that irrespective of any situation we find ourselves in, including the COVID situation, we can choose to become hopeful. Just less than 30 minutes ago, one friend have just called, who is a colleague of mine, have just called to say he has lost a sister I also knew. So we are in a very bad situation. But in the midst of this situation, we can choose on whether we are going to give up everything and be hopeless, or we're going to choose to respond by hope. Think about your life as a life that is characterized by a crawl. And in this crawl, there are many bulls that are fighting for attention. There's a bull of fear, there's a bull of faith, there's a bull of hope, there's a bull of love. Now, the bull that you feed the most would win. But just like if you are a farmer like me and you know how bulls should normally occur, there are normally bulls that would like to fight. Most of the bulls that want to fight in this crawl is the bull of fear and the bull of faith, or the bull of fear and the bull of hope. Now, whether the bull of fear or hope would win the battle is dependent on which bull are you feeding. Hope grows. Hope can grow. You can have an amount. We can think about it in the form of volume. So your hope level can be at 3%, 10%, 20%, 85%, depending on what kind of food or information you are feeding yourself with. Now, fear also can grow. You can have a fear level that is low, that is minimum, that is high, and it can reach the highest level where you feel like you don't know what to do. But here's the main point that I want to emphasize. When we choose to feed ourselves with information that builds on hope, our hope level would grow and our lives would become better. Hope needs to be fed. And how do you feed on it? You feed on it by providing yourself with information that helps you to hold on, to become hopeful, and to look at things much more better. And part of that, and I think this is slightly technical, is understanding that hope is a product of a mindset. And some scholars have actually argued that hope is a mindset. It's a perspective of looking at things. So that you need to choose on re-engineering your mindset to always look at things with a possibility of optimism taking place, rather than with a pessimistic mindset that says no good will ever come out of this situation. Feed your bull of hope. What does that mean? It means read sources that can encourage you to be hopeful. Watch news that can help you to become hopeful. Interact with people that can help you to become hopeful. Read information and books that can help you to become a more optimistic. When you do that, you are feeding on hope. One of the most powerful book of hope is the Bible. Read the stories about people who suffered in terrible time and how God helped them to stand, and find hope in their stories to encourage your spirit that you can be one of those people that the Lord would raise and keep in this time of pandemic. So hope is a choice, and hope is a mindset that we use to respond to things. But in order for us to build that mindset, we need to be careful about the type of sources that we allow them to permeate our information levels and that we receive information on. You can't expect yourself to live a positive life when you are always eating and partaking on information that is too negative. You can't be positive when you are consuming data and materials that keeps your mind thinking negatively. Let's change the source of information that we get, and our hope level would go high, depending on what type of information are we allowing to infiltrate our minds. Change your information, you have changed your hope level. When you change your source of information and the levels of sources that have access to you, you would see your hope level changing too. Becoming higher with more positive things, and becoming lower with things that fight hope and belittle it. Thank you for joining me today. Let's see you again. Remember, hope is a choice. In every situation, there's always an option of being hopeful. Thank you. Let's see you next time.